Good day everyone, this is Zaron Dumaolao and welcome to another semester with Dr. Lloyd Hunahunan with the subject Global English and Language Teaching. Today, I'm going to discuss global Englishes in a multilingual world. Lesson objectives for this topic: identify the two research fields that comprise global Englishes, know what consists Crutch's three-circle model, define English as a lingua franca, give the profile of the field of world Englishes and English as a lingua franca. Global Englishes comprises two major research fields: World Englishes and English as a lingua franca. Word Englishes. The term Word Englishes refers to the differences in the English language that emerge as it is used in various contexts across the world. Brudge B. Cutrew introduced an influential three circles model to provide a basis to understand how English is spread around the world. He called them the inner, outer, and expanding circles. Inner circle is the norm providing. The norms of the English language are produced there. English was traditionally the first language of the majority of the speakers. The outer circle is the norm developing. The norms produced by the inner circle are further developed and reproduced in the outer circle. The expanding circle is much of the rest of the world's population. Countries that do not hold historical or governmental importance towards English but class it as a foreign language or lingua franca. It is called the norm dependent. They fully depend on the norms originally produced by the native speaker of the inner circle. They generally do not develop or reproduce Englishes. In the inner circles, the countries belongs UK, Ireland, USA, Canada, Australia, and South Africa. And there are 380 million speakers. The outer circle: India, Singapore, Malaysia, and Nigeria are the countries belong to this outer circle. There are 300 million speakers. In the expanding circle, China, Russia, Brazil, Europe, Asia all belongs to these countries in the expanding circle, and there are estimated 1 million speakers. Profile of the field of word Englishes is an established field in sociolinguistics, or more broadly in applied linguistics, which is commonly defined as a theoretical and empirical investigation of real-world problems in which language is a central issue. Brudge B. Cutrew. Words, the term symbolizes the functional and formal variation and divergent on sociolinguistic context, ranges, and varieties of English in creativity and various types of acculturation in parts of the Western and non-Western world. The field of we has a widely known as a major corpus, or a large collection of naturally occurring spoken and written text called the International Corpus of English. Geographical association. Word Englishes approach the global spread of English by looking at how English takes root in different countries and regions. This research field is primarily concerned with the relationship between the language and community. We knew English was not spoken by the majority in a community, like in the countries in the expanding circle. Being institutionalized, English is exploited for a range of social and political purposes. English Medium Instruction, or EMI, that is, teaching and learning of academic content through English. Codification, documenting such local rules in grammar, a lexical or pronouncing dictionary, course books, or any other type of reference manual. The contribution and limitation of word Englishes. We contribute to raising global diversity in English use. Language developed to fulfill the needs of the societies. Cartographical boundaries are convenient for our conceptual control. National unity and identity formation are the basis of political communities. The richest field in global Englishes is English as a lingua franca. Is the use of the English language as a global means of inter-community communication and can be understood as any use of English among speakers of different first languages for whom English is the communicative medium of choice and often the only option. English has become the world's lingua franca due to the fact that it's the common language or mode of communication that enables people to understand one another regardless of their cultural and ethnical backgrounds. English as a foreign language. The richest field of EFL has identified the gap between the established English as a foreign language approach and the reality of prevalent social contexts for which English functions as a lingua franca at a global scale in various forms. English as a multilingual franca stresses the inherent multilingualism of global encounters through English. EMF is multilingual communication in which English is available as a contact language of choice but is not necessarily chosen. Profile of the field of ELF. A major real-world problem for ELF scholars is global communication, or how we communicate with each other beyond geographical boundaries. As evident in the first handbook of ELF, Jenkins et al. 2018, relevant domains are multifarious, including academia, business, international organizations, international migration, international families, and digital communication. The field of ELF documents various communicative situations in its major corpora. Vienna Oxford International Corpus of English Voice, Seedhofer 2004, The Corpus of ELF in the Academic Setting, Alpha Maureen 2003, Asian Corpus of English, Kirkpatrick 2010. Anna Morenin organized the first annual ELF conference in 2008. In 2012, Barbara Seedhofer co-founded the Journal of English as a Lingua Franca. Together with Jenkins and Morenin, these three figures are often called the founding mother of ELF. This field also has the book series Developments in English as a Lingua Franca in 2013. Linguistic adaptability and multilingualism. ELF approaches the global spread of English by looking into the relationship between the language and communication, how linguistic resources are variably used to achieve meaning. Conversely, English serves as a global lingua franca because it is adaptable enough. Contribution and limitation of ELF. ELF contributes to the opening of the possibility of understanding global communication more fully by moving beyond the social linguistic tradition of community-based thinking. The main limitation of English as a lingua franca inquiry has been so exploratory and fast developing that it does not constitute a simple, easy to understand paradigm. Let us all remember, a global language allows for communication between different cultures. A global language dismantles, removes communication barriers, and offers individuals a gateway to understanding one another's cultures. And because of English, peoples are united around the world, regardless their nationalities, culture, background, or races.